Hello everyone, welcome back to vRINGe channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for supporting me, guys. It is possible to act successfully against the main puncher of modern heavyweight, ex-world champion from the United States Deontay Wilder, which Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz proved by their own example. However, the current version of Briton Anthony Joshua does not meet the characteristics necessary to defeat Wilder. This opinion was expressed by the British ex-heavyweight and heavyweight champion David Haye. People who achieved the greatest success against Wilder were Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury, Haye said. What did they do? They both forced the fight on him. So in order to beat Wilder, you have to close the distance and be busy all the time. And Anthony Joshua was a sample of the last fight against Jermaine Franklin in April. Cannot be called busy in the ring. Recall that Wilder fought Ortiz twice and won by knockout in both cases. With Fury, Deontay had as many as 3 fights, the first of which ended in a draw, and the rematch and the trilogy remained for Tyson ahead of schedule. The greatest interest in Deontay Wilder's duel with Anthony Joshua was observed in the period from 2016 to 2019. In 2019, everything changed. Joshua suffered a sensational defeat to Andy Ruiz. In turn, Wilder got stuck in the trilogy with the Gypsy King, which he eventually lost. When will the Joshua-Wilder fight take place? According to representatives of both boxers, the fight is scheduled for January 28 and will be held in Saudi Arabia. There is a possibility that the fight will be postponed to February 4. The only advantage of the negotiations was that Wilder and Joshua gave their consent to the fight. The teams agreed that each of the boxers will hold one warm-up match. Anthony has already fulfilled his obligations. Now it's up to Deontay. Wilder supposed to meet Andy Ruiz at the beginning of December. Later their fight was postponed to September, then to October, and eventually cancelled altogether. The Mexican was constantly changing the terms of the deal. Now Deontay is in a search of a new opponent. What can prevent the Joshua-Wilder duel? According to promoter Eddie Hearn, there is a possibility of cancellation of the fight. But the fans should not worry. This can happen if investors suddenly change their mind and withdraw their money back. All this is unlikely. Businessmen understand that they need to fight now. Any defeat of one of the boxers will critically reduce the market value of the fight, and then it will be possible to forget about its holding forever. Even if one of the fighters is injured, the fight will be postponed to a later date, and this will not be a threat of complete cancellation. Do not forget about the fight of Deontay Wilder. Only his future opponent can mix all the cards. What's the point of having a Joshua-Wilder fight? Not all fans liked the idea of a belated duel. Many respond with criticism, saying that it is too late. Joshua has degraded, and Wilder has suffered 2 heavy defeats, which means he can no longer show his best performance. You can argue with these facts, but this is not a reason to abandon such an interesting confrontation. In fact, this is a fight for the people. There are no titles at stake. The winner will not receive the recognition that he could have received a few years ago. But without this fight, the legacy of both boxers will be incomplete. On October 28, a boxing match will be held in Saudi Arabia, in the possibility of which no one believed. Boxing world champion Tyson Fury will share the ring with UFC champion Fransis Ngannou. Tyson is a British heavyweight boxer, undefeated WBC world champion, who won all his victories in a dominant style. In his last 4 fights, he was especially good. First, he knocked out Deontay Wilder twice in a row, then Dillian Whyte, and after all the serious opposition ended, then Derek Chisora turned up under his arm. Fransis Ngannou was the UFC mixed martial arts champion in the heavyweight category, but left the league in search of a better life. He finished his career in the UFC after 6 consecutive wins, 5 of which by knockouts. Only in his most recent fight, He won against Ciryl Gane due to wrestling. As you heard, the promoter of former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua told how his ward reacted to the news that Robert Helenius passed a positive doping test before their fight. I messaged Joshua and asked, "Can you imagine? You won't believe it." He answered me with an emoji with eyes. I said that Robert Helenius had tested positive for doping, and he is like, "Wow, they need to take something to beat me." Those were his words. In one of his messages, Joshua said, "I'll read it to you now. I don't think you will mind." It seems to me that Joshua wants this to be waste. Thank you for the extra attention to make sure that all the fighters are brought to the surface. With our matchroom sport, these moments are underestimated. That's what he said. Huron said. Fransis Ngannou, Tyson Fury will collapse on canvas. The former UFC heavyweight champion Fransis Ngannou commented on the words of his rival Tyson Fury, who said that training with Mike Tyson would not help the Predator avoid defeat in the upcoming boxing match. It doesn't matter what he says, the Cameroonian told. The only thing that matters is what happens in Saudi Arabia, and in Saudi Arabia it will collapse on canvas. He knows how to climb, and if he can do it in our fight, he will prove that he is really good. I've been studying him for the last 3 years, and I've been to several of his fights. I'm ready for the fight and I'm looking forward to it. We have 9 more weeks, and we will go out on this hunt fast and strong. Fransis Ngannou has no doubt about the boxing abilities of his future opponent, the WBC heavyweight title holder Tyson Fury, but he is confident that he will be able to catch the Briton with his knockout blow. Tyson is a good fighter, but we will find out how good he really is after I hit the target. I am already ready for this fight and I am very excited. I am getting ready. That leaves 9 weeks, a good time to make these hands fast and strong. We are shocking the world, Ngannou said. Boxing legend Mike Tyson, who has begun preparing Cameroonian ex-UFC champion Fransis Ngannou for a boxing match against Briton Tyson Fury, insists that this is not a mismatch because Ngannou is learning quickly and gaining shape. Well, of course, there was also a reminder of the striking power. Tyson Fury once fell from a punch by Steve Cunningham, and Ngannou is like God knows how. He is a real athlete. He works on his speed and moves faster. And listen, he only needs to get in one at most twice, states the Iron Mike. Fury has never fought anyone who can hit so hard. It's a really interesting fight, and I'm very excited to participate in it. What do you think about Francis' fight with Fury? You need to remember that Conor McGregor went 11 or 10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather, the greatest fighter of his generation, if not of all time. If he was able to do it, then why is Ngannou not able to give Tyson a decent fight? Tyson wonders. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.